Sabrina Fairchild with Core and Stretch. The focus of this training is for flexibility. You're going to need some type of small ball as well as some type of strap. So gather your equipment and meet me on the mat. Flexibility training does require warming up. We will start dynamically with some gentle movements, okay? So let's begin just bringing your feet underneath your hips, soften your knees, and start with a deep breath up and full exhalation out. And breathe it up and breathe it out. Now this time breathe up, and as you exhale, go to a halfway or flat back, halfway forward fold. Inhale, come up, and repeat. Do that again. Keeping your knees softly bent, practice keeping your belly drawn in toward your spine. Good. One more, and bring it back up, and circle the arms down and hands on your pelvis. Now reversing lunges. So you're going to step back with your left leg and come together, and step back with your right and come together. So just going back and forth with the reverse lunge, keeping your shoulders right over your hips. One more on each leg. Down, up, and down, and up. Excellent, okay? And so now we're gonna bring the legs up in front. So let's take the left leg and just pulse it up in the air, waking up the hip flexors and the front of that thigh, quadricep muscle group. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and now just circle the leg, sweeping it around. Reverse direction, 4 times the other way. 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Switch legs, circle 4 times one direction, touch now in between as needed, reverse the direction. 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Now just a basic squat. We'll do 8 of these. So slowly sitting and slowly rising up. Just like you're weightless, feel that you could float. And especially, I encourage you to do this workout barefoot or just in your socks. And in fact, there will be a point where you'll have to take your shoes off if you still happen to be wearing them. One last time. Down and up. Beautiful. Now I'm going to have you step either off your mat, or if you have a second one like I do behind, just nice wide stance. You're going to do lateral lunges back and forth. So these just travel from one side to the other. Good. So warm up should always be dynamic. We're not doing any held stretches yet. Want to get that blood flow going. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come to center, turn your feet out, and just bring the arms out to the side. So you're going to sweep down, up, sweep down, up. 2 more. Sweep down, up. One more time. Sweep down and up. Hands on your hips. Make sure your feet are at an angle that are comfortable. Side bend, right to left. One more each side. Very good. Now sink a little bit lower and stretch the arms side to side, reaching overhead. Continue that breathing. And back to center, and roll the shoulders. Reverse. Hands in the thighs, good. Toes forward, press it down, round the back, upward and downward. So just moving the whole spine, like a little bit of a wave. Exhaling, inhaling. Last time. Roll it all the way up to the top. Beautiful job. All right, we're going to begin with your ball. So what happens is we're practicing what's called myofascial release. And so myo means muscle, fascia, connective tissue. And we now understand so much more about fascia than we did even 10 or 15 years ago. Fascia holds a lot of water, which is why anytime you get a massage, your therapist says, drink lots of water after your massage. And so that's to rehydrate the fascia and also just to move toxins through your body. So rolling with the ball is quite similar. you're going to be kind of digging into those muscles and that fascia, and so make sure to hydrate really well afterwards. We're going to do the feet first. We're starting from the floor up. And so your feet, we're going to do 3 lines, an inside, a middle, and an outside line. And then we'll do straight compression, we'll do some rotations. So we'll do one foot and then stretch the lower leg a bit, and then we'll do the other. All right, so here we go. Placing the ball on the floor, we're going to start with your right foot. The inside line is going to start just under your big toe, and just slowly roll the ball from the big toe all the way towards your heel and then back in. If it feels like it gets too far in front of you, then just make sure that you start with the ball kind of between your feet or parallel, and then do it again. So we're going to roll each line 3 times, and it's really up to you the amount of pressure that you put, okay? You don't want it to hurt. You just want to notice that, oh yeah, something good is happening. Go to your middle line, which is basically between the 2nd and 3rd toes, and you're going to feel the soft tissue of your arch. When you get to the heel, there's usually less flesh there. And then you're going to go to the outside line, which is really the line like between your 4th and 5th toe. And so if you pick your arch muscle up just a little bit, you'll have a little bit better access to that line. And occasionally the ball will fly out from your foot and you have to go find it. That's kind of a normal thing that happens when you're rolling. Now placing the ball right around the center of your foot, slightly more towards your toes. You're going to do compression. You're going to step down on it and release. Just put pressure down and up, and then move the ball a little bit and do it again. Just putting pressure down and up. Now, depending on how dense your ball is, if you got a tennis ball, you can put quite a bit more pressure on it. But other balls, like if you're working with a golf ball or a baseball, well, you can't really condense those very much. Okay, they don't budge. Okay. Down and up, down and up. Now we're going to finish up with called spiraling. So you're going to place your foot, turn your leg inside. You're going to compress a little bit and rotate out and rotate in. What you want to notice, and you can move it around to a new spot each time. If you feel pain, know that that is somewhat normal, but you just don't want it to so much pain that like you're, can't endure it. So we want to distinguish. Pain is like, I have to stop. Discomfort is, wow, something is happening. I'm not used to this, and maybe this could be a good thing, okay? Relax. Now, we're going to stretch that right foot. So step off the ball. Stand parallel. Roll through the foot. Just roll through it. Lift your heel up so that you can have access to the arch muscles. Lift and release. Now go up onto the ball of your foot and just kind of go from the inside to the outside, like you're going across the ball of your foot. You have 5 metatarsals there, 5 foot bones. And now just balance if you can and circle that foot one way 3 times, the other way 3 times. Beautiful. All right, let's do the left foot. So just kind of get the ball between your 2 feet, start with the inside line, right about that big toe, and just slowly roll. And treat each foot as a separate entity, because you can have a lot more tenderness on one foot than the other. And this is why we start with the feet, is because so much happens through our feet. It's like we feel the world through our feet. We feel our bodies through our feet. So this is, go to the middle line. This is, you could say, kind of a tentacle of acupressure and acupuncture, which are extremely old modalities. But there is the belief that the bottom of the foot is like a map to your internal organs. Okay, so let's go to the 3rd line between pinky and 4th toe, between 4th and 5th toe. Lift your arch muscle a little bit. So your toes and the ball of your foot area represents like from the shoulders to the head. And then when you get down to the arch muscle area, you're getting into the internal organs. Last time. And now just straight compression. So go right about the ball of your foot and start there, pressing down and up. Move the ball a little bit. So just do a compression and a release, a compression and a release. So what you're looking for is tender spots. So if you have a tender spot, then those are the places to be aware of. You can go back to them. Good. And now just do spirals. So go back up to the ball of your foot, spiral out, pushing down, spiral in. And move the foot each time, or move the ball each time. Do about 4 or 5 spirals. Okay? But yeah, those tender points can be responding because maybe not everything is in balance with your internal organs. Okay? So move the ball out of the way, and then we're going to stretch this left foot. So rolling up and down, lifting, go up high and just hold, and then go from right to left on that foot, getting the arch muscle nice and stretched. Good, balance and circle. Reverse. Beautiful. Now just standing still, I want you to lift all 10 toes up, let them down, tuck them under, and relax. Toes up, toes down, tuck under, relax. One more time, toes up, down, tuck under, and relax. We're going to stretch the top of your feet even though we didn't roll them. You're going to go on your toenails and just go across from outside to inside, outside to inside. Yeah, and then switch. Other foot, toenails, go outside to inside. And relax. All right, we're going to take a seat, and this is going to be rolling on your calf muscles. So placing the ball, and we'll treat the calf just a little bit differently. Just place the ball down by your ankle, the Achilles tendon. And I want you to practice lifting your toes up and down with your leg, the weight of your leg on the ball. Just go up and down, and so you can see how that flexes and extends the muscles in the calf region. You're right down by that Achilles tendon, right up from that soleus muscle. Good. Circle the foot. Reverse. Okay, so now just slowly, now you have to use your upper body a little bit. Just roll your body, slide, so the ball gets about under the knee or close to it, and then slowly go back. Now when you start rolling larger parts of your body, you want to contend with a little bit of rule of thumb. The rule of thumb for pace is going to be about 1 inch of tissue per second when you're rolling. In other words, you do it fairly slow. Okay? If you go too fast, you're just not as aware of what's happening, in your muscles. So we're going with the fiber of the muscle when we do vertical. Now cross fiber massage. Just get the ball about halfway up your calf, and you can just move your leg right to left. So you're going across the fibers of your leg. And you can try some little circles right in the bed of that calf muscle. 3 one way, 3 the other. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Since we're down here on the floor, we don't have to get back up again between. So now put it down by your Achilles tendon, relax the shoulders, kind of check in, not too much pressure on the hands, and just let the weight of your leg, let gravity do it. Toes up, toes down. That's all you're doing. So you're activating the calf muscles, toes up and down. When they go down, you're flexing them. When they go up, you're stretching. Good. And now just start to travel. Start to move the ball up about toward the knee, and then all the way back down toward the ankle. Okay? Up toward the knee. Yes. And then back down toward the ankle. And let's do that one more time. You're going to travel it up toward the knee and back down toward the ankle. Good. Now place the ball right about in the middle of your calf and just rock your calf from right to left, and that's going to make the ball travel underneath it back and forth. Okay, so cross fiber. And release. All right, you're going to move the ball out of the way, and we're going to take our strap next. Place it around your feet, and you're going to hold it kind of wide, because when you hold it close, it kind of shoves your feet together. So hold it wide, give your feet a little bit of space, and then just pull back on the strap and toes up. And then slowly press down and pull up and press down and pull up. So we're just doing a little bit of a dynamic stretch on the calf muscles right now. Circle both ankles. Reverse direction. Very good. Now, crisscross the strap Push the feet away from each other and relax. Push away and relax. Push away and relax. One more time. Push away and relax. Remove the strap. We're going to stand up. So pull yourself up off the floor. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see. Put one foot forward and the other foot back in a fairly big lunge. You want to be able to get that back heel on the floor. So with the front knee bent, the back leg is straight, and the heel is down. Then bring your arms up, contract your shoulder blades, and just lean forward. So you're pressing forward. This is actually a yoga posture called Ajnasana, and it's a high lunge, but it's a great calf stretch. Now bring your hands up overhead. Come up on the ball of your back foot. Bend your back knee. And just feel how that goes into your arch muscle. Bring the arms down and switch legs. Pressing your other foot back. You're in your lunge. The heel is down. The arms come up and you're contracting between those shoulder blades. So you're kind of pushing your chest through. Trying to put the heel on the floor if you can. And now inhale, come up and bend the back knee and hold. And release the arms down and step together. Next, we're going to be using the ball from a standing position. So we're going to be placing the ball up by the shoulder blades, all right? So what you're going to do is put your hips on the wall and squat down just a little bit. Take the ball, and the place that you want to position it is going to be down low. So if you find where your shoulder blade is, and then it's your spine. So at the bottom, by the shoulder blade, right side, okay? So you want it on that right side at the bottom there. And then press into it so it doesn't fall. You're gonna squat. The ball should be rolling. And then stand back up. So the ball is gonna be massaging two muscle groups here, trapezius and rhomboids. Take your time. If you are tight here, or if you've had some injuries, then you're gonna notice this right away. If you have long hair, be careful not to get it caught under the ball, because it'll snag it. Now notice as you go up and down, if you have a spot that's really tender. So if you do, go to that spot and just hold it there. You can wiggle back and forth as needed, hold still, or you can travel up and down one more time. So if you're just doing basic compression, think of holding the pressure on a spot for about 30 seconds. And that should, it should just reduce that tenderness or that tension. Release up. Now all you gotta do is take the ball and place it on the other side. So it's toward the bottom of your shoulder blade, not on your spine, but in the soft tissue in the muscle. And keep your buttocks touching the wall. That way you're sliding down and driving through your feet to come back up. Good, so sliding down, keeping your shoulders level. The only difference is you got a ball on one side, okay? A couple more times. Notice if there's a difference between the right side and now we're doing the left side. Yeah. Good. Now, if there was a tender spot, go there now and just hold that spot, or just choose to travel up and down one more time. And again, you want to stay on a tender spot, for about 30 seconds. It's great to keep a ball by your computer station, or go and remove it, or you can keep one even in the, by your bed at night and roll out before you go to sleep. So you're gonna put the ball down. You're gonna take your strap, and I'm gonna go ahead and kneel just so you can see from top to bottom a little bit better. So you're gonna hold this strap wide. You're gonna bring it up and hold it there. Now this is gonna stretch your chest as well as your back. And if you have ever dislocated a shoulder joint, you probably cannot do the full circle. So just go to your point where you feel the tension and then reverse out. So if you have had shoulder damage or injury, you're going to come from low to just barely behind your head. If you can go all the way around, then do so, and you'll get that stretch through the chest region. So you're going to inhale. So it's really, you got to, follow your doctor's orders if you've had shoulder injury. Do not try to push this. One more time, taking it up and back down. Beautiful job. So you're going to put that to the side. You can do this seated or standing. I'm going to go ahead and stand back up. This is one of my favorite stretches. It does come from yoga. We're just going to have the legs be supported here. Bring the arms out. This is Garudasana, the eagle pose. The focus, however, is the space between your shoulder blades. So if you bring your right arm in, bring your left arm underneath it and wrap, okay? You can do palms facing away and then just get the knuckles together. Now, if you can, sneak your left fingertips into your right palm and lift the elbows so that about the height of the shoulders. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this, okay? So think of a Garudasana, it's an eagle. You're going to press the elbows slightly forward, and as we do that, what happens is you press them forward, right? It creates space between your shoulder blades, okay? Now, if you're struggling to do this, you can take that bottom hand and unwrap it and just pull the arm. So you can do it that way too. And so this represents the eagle's beak, okay? And then slowly release and bring the arms out. So we had your right arm on top. This time we're going to do left arm in. You can either grab it and pull, or you can get that right arm underneath. Start with knuckle to knuckle, and then if you can sneak that hand around and put it in, do so. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. We're going to press the elbows forward, and you can also move a little bit on this. You can do up and down. You can do some little circles. So this is a really great stretch between those shoulder blades. And it's a hard to get to area. And then slowly release and roll it out. Excellent job. All right, our final area of the body that we're going to do myofascial release on are the glutes. And we're going to do it standing, so you can use the wall, but you can certainly also do this on the floor. It's just a little more intense when you sit down and do it. So you're going to grab your ball again. And you're going to take the ball. You're going to stand a little bit sideways for this one. So take your right foot forward, your left foot back. The ball is going to sit right here. It's going to be going up and down, okay? And also back and forth, just so you know. And the wall is going to help you do this. So right foot forward, left foot back. The ball is going to go toward the bottom. Let's go 3 lines on the glute, like we did 3 lines on the foot. So we're going to go the outside line first. We're going to work our way toward the spine. So go toward the bottom, don't let it fall, and then squat or lunge down and come up. So right now the glute muscles are kind of at a diagonal, and so the ball right now is kind of going across those fibers, okay? Do it 2 or 3 times and then move the ball toward the middle. You can also just move your body a little bit too. So you're doing just a little bit of a lunge squat and coming back up, a little bit of a lunge squat and coming back up. Good. And then the last one is not on the spine, but next near it, because that's where the glute muscles actually originate from, is they're going to attach the sacrum and the lower lumbar area, and they're going to travel outward toward the side of your hip. Last one. And now stay low and just go in toward the spine and toward the hip and toward the spine and across the hip. And then just start to stand up a little bit straighter as you do that until you're feeling it more toward the bottom. Now, if you had a sore spot, just go there and you can just kind of rub it back and forth. You can do little tiny circles. You can just hold still. But it's really common for people to have, tension in their glutes, and that can lead to back pain and all kinds of stuff. All right, release up. Now we did the right glute, so back goes against the wall. Right ankle comes up, dorsiflex your foot, and exhale, lean forward, and let's stretch out that glute area. You can push the knee down a little bit, shoulders press back towards the wall. Breathe with it. And inhale and slowly come back up. Now pay attention, that right leg is going to come behind your left. Your right leg is now behind your left. Bend your knees and reach the right arm up and over. I know I still have the ball in my hands just because I'm holding it. And you're going to do a side bend. And then come up. And now reach the body a little bit forward. So you're pushing your hip to the wall behind you and your arms slightly forward. And inhale, center. And then the torso a little bit back and the hips slightly forward. And inhale, come back to the middle and arms come down. All right, we're going to do the other side now. So we're going to start with the left foot forward, placing the ball furthest away from the spine, and it's going to be on the lowest part, and you're going to just basically lunge down and up, okay? Lunging down and coming up. So you're just feeling that massage on that outside line. Now move it to kind of the middle of your buttock and coming down and coming up, coming down and coming up. One more time. Down, up, and move the ball as closest to your spine without touching the spine. Just feel like, okay, this is where the muscles are kind of coming in and attaching there by the sacrum and lower lumbar. Good. All right, so stay low and just move from outside to inside. You're just basically swinging the hips back and forth. Bring it about halfway up. You're right in the middle of the buttock. Good. And then standing tall. The ball is at the bottom line of your buttock. And then after roaming around that glute area, if you had a tender spot, go there now and just hold that spot. Just press into the wall and use that as a little massage source. You can wiggle around, you can get just the right spot. It's really up to you how much compression you're using, but it should be tolerable. We're able to reduce some of our muscle tension. It leads to better blood flow. All right, here we go, figure 4. So you're gonna sit with your back against the wall. You're gonna take the left ankle up. You're gonna lean forward and you can push that knee down a little bit. Now I do want to tell you that you can roll other parts of your body, of course. And some of you might have foam rollers at home and weren't quite sure how to use them. So just the same guidelines is you go fairly slow. And one of the guidelines I didn't talk about is you want to stay, because we're just using the small ball, but you want to stay off your joints. Like don't roll across your patellar bone or across your elbow joint. Roll on the soft tissue, okay? And slowly release it up. And definitely you could do some more stretches than what we did, but keep rolling. It's something that you can do several times a week. And like I said, it improves your blood flow. It helps your body deal with toxins. It helps get rid of scar tissue from injuries or surgeries. There's just a long list of wonderful benefits from myofascial release and doing it before you stretch. So see you next time.